Fuck am I supposed to be? Should I listen to God and all his prophets? Listen to the greed that aligns my pocket. Listen to the hypocrites compared to the prophet. Listen to the pain that I clearly adopted. I can't move on when I'm stuck in the past. Hard to forget with a flag at half-mast. Hard to live when the moves so fast. And everything around me is made of glass. And I wanna let you know that I got the message. Stuck in the rut and I'm up for suggestions. But where the fuck is the light of my tunnel? So hand me the balance, I'm starting to stumble. They always say that the strong survive. How do we know too young to die? When happiness is in short supply, they hand you a pill and they tell you to try to love you, and I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye. And the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Yeah. I want you to listen to me. Now pay attention. Welcome to my sideshow. Enjoy the free admission. The drama club isn't accepting submissions. Done with all that bullshit. This family's nothing to fuck with. Unless you really want it, then we'll add you to that hit list. Tried to prevent these events to such extent. I gave in. I was hell-bent. I still lost you in the end. I take 2 sets forward and I take 3 sets back. You can hear the contradiction. Maybe I really am a psychopath. The meaning in life, it's not a secret that you keep. It's days and weeks of feeling weak, no sleeping and repeat.
What's up, everybody? Welcome. Been waiting on you guys. About time you got here.
God blessed you with ears, but you idiots never listen. I guess in what I'm saying, since there is no comprehension.
Does DK's other chins not get jealous?
Come on, get relaxed. Take another hit. Headed for a relapse. Lose your mind.
It seems like the second chin's always out on some type of field trip, and the rest of the chins are left out.
Come on, get relaxed. Take another hit. Headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. I sit back and I reflect and I think.
Hey, everybody, welcome.
Through the glass, made a lot of mistakes. I'm learning to adapt.
Hope everybody's doing well.
Analyze the aftermath. No straight and narrow, always seeking out a shortcut. And in the further back, see me playing catch up in the days of sin wonder. All my days really numb, but shit, I don't know, but I ain't getting any younger. Not made up, but I made up.
That's what happens when the world's flat. They're a cute idiot. That's what happens. People fall off the edge all the time.
Down memory lane, it's as real as it gets. Sometimes I scare myself from what I really might do. I keep telling you, I've got a couple screws loose, but you refuse to believe the things that I say to you. That's okay, you can join me in the institute. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. I am back, I am better than ever. I survived a little storm and kept my own shit together. But aside my desperation, I was seeking desperate measures. There's a change up in the season, and I'm just a little weathered. There's a thin line between happiness and misery. Pursue the truth, life is not a fucking mystery. Get a clue, common sense is not your enemy. I was just like you, concerned with just the victory. I used to be a hothead, got a firm grip on my temper. I'm on that next level, balanced and I'm centered. Pain is dangerous, it seems to be my motivator. I'm the type to shoot first and ask the questions later. Can't tell me nothing, this motherfucker knows I tried. I sent him messages, 1,000 prayers with no reply. Can't call my nightmares with a motherfucking lullaby. So fire up that cigarette, pour a shot that multiplies. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. Lean back, come on, get relaxed. Take another hit, headed for a relapse. Lose your mind with me. Lose your mind with me. clenched fist, my hands steady. I'm ready to take this leap of faith, and my palms sweaty. I'm so afraid, in a state of panic. I'm a basket case. I step back, I'm hell bent. In this first attempt, gotta keep the pace. If God forgives, I'm ready to live this life full of unpromised days. So fuck it now, I'm all in. Hate motherfuckers wanna keep me down, and what goes around, it comes around. If heaven don't want me, then I'm hellbound. And inside my man, it's Southside land. Set fire to the past, walk through these ashes, fighting for the best. Dip black, Fred is shopping. Come and take a ride with me, motherfucker, hop in. Welcome back at a full clip. All aboard this crazy train. No money, no cars, no champagne, but I'm still alive and I can't complain. I'm trauma free, it's plain to see. Getting used to these growing pains. Success is certain, back to work, and goddamn, I can feel the change. Inside of the coin, I'm paranoid. On the surface, I play it cool and I'm afraid of heights, but out of spite, you put me up on this pedestal. But I love you, and I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye, and the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage. So
Welcome, everybody. Sorry, I was sharing it everywhere. I actually got it streaming live to Odyssey, but I can't really see the chat over there, so it's live there, but I can't really answer the chat. I'm just hoping that it won't get taken down there, at least.
Should I listen to God and all his prophets? Listen to the greed that aligns my pocket. Listen to the hypocrites compared to the prophet. Listen to the pain that I've clearly adopted. I can't move on when I'm stuck in the past. Hard to forget with a flag at half mast. Hard to live when the move's so fast, and everything around me is made of glass. And I wanna let you know that I got the message. Stuck in the rut and I'm up for suggestions, but where the fuck is the light of my tunnel? So hand me the balance, I'm starting to stumble. They always say that the strong survive. How do we know too young to die? When happiness is in short supply, they hand you a pill and they tell you to try to love you, and I can't deny. Drive myself crazy with the reasons why I can't come to terms with the word goodbye, and the reason is there's no reply. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Show me the beauty when the color fades, color fades. Give me the courage, so I'm not afraid, so I'm not afraid. Spread some sunlight on my darkest days, darkest days. Yeah. I want you to listen to me. Now pay attention. Welcome to my sideshow. Enjoy the free admission. The drama club isn't accepting submissions. Done with all that bullshit. This family's nothing to fuck with. Unless you really want it, then we'll add you to that hit list. Try to prevent these adventures such extent.
That's right, 007. Let's switch the music around. I want to start streaming to Odyssey and Rumble, and I wish they would overtake YouTube. That would be great. But Rumble, I have to pay at least $25 a month to live stream there, and then I'll also have to figure out how to see the chat. It doesn't have to be on screen, but I want to see the chat.
You don't have those guts because you're a pussy. You're a pussy wearing aviator glasses in your mother's basement, and I won't even give out your dime store handle because that's really pathetic.
Meat Hammer Tour. I'm saving that for when we're homeless.
But I can tell you this about if this douchebag happens to see this particular show, you don't have the...
It's live on Odyssey right now. I didn't have time to figure out the chat today, but it is live over there, so no one can take it down.
Who they are and telling the rest of the world who they are. You don't have the fucking balls. You don't have balls.
Okay, Scott.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Listen off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen nothing yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit. Piss 'em off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And they say that I'm a lunatic. Well, listen, bitch, I came equipped with a quick wit and a 6th sense for the stupid shit. Well, my y'all know.
All right, guys, here we go.
Praise the Lord, head to the extreme. All these false fucking prophets who profit off of gossip, worshiping drums, cock and begging for
Man, I can't talk to you now. Why do people call me while I'm on? No. Shut up.
Here we go, I think I started some shit.
Yeah.
Get some off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the face, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Here we go, I think I started some shit.
Uh-oh.
Get some off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the face, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. And yeah. Woo, woo.
And Mars in the house.
Hey. The song, the jab.
Hey.
Underground Doms save the children.
Social Security card claims, birth certificate claims, Vatican Tunnel,
Medbed
martial law.
1745, 10 Days of Darkness. Digging tunnels. Dogecoin, the evergreen. 19, Vaseline, boom.
Here we go.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Get some off.
Well, Johnny, you can go to mommy's basement.
You better buckle up.
The Nazis were working with the reptilians.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. Get some off, it's about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet. Ain't seen none yet.
We are now the news.
Welcome everybody. I think I'm gonna start every show with the new remix. We're gonna play the intro music by Jay Reese. Then we switch to music when there's like 2 minutes left or whatever. That's Jay Reese, and then the remix is Jay Reese and BT. Thank you for that. I do appreciate it. I think I'm gonna play it every show. I think that's gonna start the show. I love it so much. The way him slapping the desk is like the bass, and then Mike coughing is like some type of percussion or some shit. The hi-hat. Oh, I love it. Anyways, thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Will Bird. This is the Cold Brew Confessional. We got some different things to go over. I went over the rest of that Jason Q video, and that led me to a different Jason Q video. And here I thought Jason Q was like a super methed out dude weighing like 65 pounds. Let's just say he's put on the COVID 15 to 50. And I guess we all have. I'm not calling him out for that, but I just didn't realize it. He looks like such a skinny guy. Like looking at him, he looks like skin and bones looking at his shoulders. Maybe it's just because they're narrow or thin. I don't know. He looks like such a skinny guy, but he's extra thick. We're going to talk about that because that led me down a whole different rabbit trail. And, of course, the dirty Jews have been after us. According to Jason Q, we had a trivia night where they gave away some stuff. We've got some more on Neil Sutz. Neil Sutz, who is the crazy guy who claims his wife's being held hostage after she left him by her family. It sounds like she just like fled because he was crazy and took the kids. We've got more on him because he is crazy. He's the one who interviewed Trump's trafficked illegitimate daughter, something other. We got him and Mark is now out of intel. That was apparently he's telling people he has no more intel to share, and he won't be back until he does. So long, Mark. Anyways, we're gonna start with this video right here because this had some people freaked out. I don't think you should worry. I think you should always be in the same state of caution that you're always in. Have a little stuff, a few things on hand just in case of natural disaster or something else, and never trust anybody. That's what I live by. Let's check this out.
All right, hello everyone. Today is the 23rd of July, 2021, and I thought I better put this up. I have a really good source that has contact with both active and retired military. Of course, I'm no longer with the military, but I'm very aware of how the military operates, obviously. And as I've been telling you for a long time, things are getting really nasty. We see what's happened with the supply chains, and I mentioned this yesterday, the ships offshore, the containers sitting and not being able to get transported or getting materials transferred to them, the rail lines being basically slowed down, even stopped. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, they're turning off the economy.
First of all, I don't believe that's true. So there has been slower traffic in a lot of places. I don't think rail's one of them. Rail seems pretty steady. I've still got a bunch of friends who work for the railroad. It seems steady, but it comes in waves and goes. But I would not say it's any lower than any other low spot. Also, there are literally trucking companies claiming they have freight and no drivers. There are trucking companies paying large bonuses, trying to get people to hire it on, trying to get people to come to work, paying for school to learn how to drive a truck. Larger bonuses than, honestly, I think I've ever seen at trucking companies. I drove a truck for a little bit. That was more my dad's thing. He drove a truck for years. I just drove a truck for a few months, but I kept my CDL for a long time. But there are trucking companies that are begging for drivers with freight sitting. I know a lot of stuff is in backlash. Even my merch is suffering. By the way, sorry if you ordered merch and it's like there's like 3 or 4 orders that are way past due. That's because like the sizes are out of stock and we had trouble getting them back into the printer and stuff. But everything's like that. We tried to buy Ollie some school shoes, and Ollie needs like wide versions of shoes, and we couldn't find them anywhere because like they're just making the regular stock because everything's slow for COVID. I don't think they're turning the economy off. I think a lot of freight that's here is looking for employees to deliver it, and everything's still backed up from where COVID shut everything down. Everywhere we went when we were out of town, which is my only experience because my small town is weird. It's not, my small town is not like it's not like you can look at it and compare it to the rest of America because we like live in a hole. So ours is always different. But when we went out and we traveled, which we were gone for the last 3 days, everywhere we went was hiring. Some places were paying like $22 for like kitchen staff for like restaurants. No one wanted to work. Or they couldn't get people to work, at least. I don't know if it's because they don't want to or I don't know. It seems like people don't want to work, and it's hard to get anybody to show up. So that includes factory jobs, that includes transportation jobs, manufacturing, of course, hospitality was really bad. So it is what it is. A lot of the restaurants were using COVID restrictions as an excuse, but if you talk to like the waiters and waitresses, the COVID stuff's been lifted in Tennessee for weeks. But they don't have servers to cover the areas, so they just call it COVID. Like, we got that section closed for COVID, but it's really because they don't have anybody to work.
Stopped. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, they're turning off the economy. And I think anybody knows that. I went to get gas this morning in Salt Lake City at a Costco. It's now $4 a gallon for premium, which is what I use in my car because I'm trying to extend its life. But at any rate, the point.
Premium gas won't extend your. He's wrong again. I know this is like nitpicking now. Premium gas won't extend your car's life. Actually, you're supposed to. If you have like an exotic or a sports car or something high end, a turboed car, and it recommends a higher grade of gas, that's the grade you're supposed to run. But if your car only recommends 89 and you put 93 in it, it doesn't actually use the extra octane. And sometimes, very rarely, usually they make a car that can run all blends, but some vehicles that recommend 83, when you start running higher octane, it can cause more, I wouldn't say damage, but closer to damage if something else went wrong, because it brings up the heat value. It's burning more fuel, but most cars just waste it. Whatever your recommended octane level is the fuel you should run. And when you're talking about brands of gas, all gas comes from the same place. All they do is like the difference between Shell and like Exxon. The difference between those two gas stations, they put additives in the truck. That's it. All gas comes out of the same pipeline. They dump some bottles of shit in the tanker and then they deliver it. That's the only difference. But run your recommended gas. There's no need to run 93 or whatever. Hell, 110 Blue Thunder. There's no need to run higher octane shit in something that calls for 89.
The thing is that the shelves are getting bare. Energy is getting more scarce. We have all of these different things
That's
happening.
right. The higher the compression, if you run lower octane, the more likely it is to knock.
The point is that
Because pre-detonation.
the shelves are getting bare. Energy is getting more scarce. We have all of these different things happening with what apparently are attacks on the grid. Hello, Marshall. How you doing? Attacks on the grid, cyber attacks, warnings from the.
That is one thing I agree with. I don't think we should ever negotiate with people when they hack something. I think it just encourages more people to hack things. So like when the fuel line went down or whatever because they were hacked, I understand that caused an inconvenience, and I understand they were losing money. But once you paid out money, that just encourages more people to do it. Even if you pay it out and then they get busted and arrested, someone else is going to say, "Oh, we could do it smarter. We won't get busted."
Elites that there are going to be all of these different cyber pandemics, et cetera, et cetera. In other words, as I've said, they're attacking us on multiple fronts, in depth.
The military vehicles are like. The military vehicles are nothing, guys. Like right now, all the National Guard units going to AT and all the movement and transferring of vehicles to get ready for annual training and different drills and stuff around. The military vehicles aren't an issue. Trust me, if they're rolling down city streets or set up a command post, someone's going to take a picture of it and send it in. They're just hopping up nothing into something.
And with full spectrum dominance. So, I've been watching as people have been warning about the problem with the shutdowns. And
yeah, see, there's Ryan. All of our suppliers are so behind. This is not a double XL black T-shirt anywhere in the country to order. That's the problem that most places are having. Like everything's behind. I wasn't trying to like throw off on like Ryan or nothing. It's just he can't get it. If he can't get it, we can't make it. And everywhere we've went's been like that. Walmart had weird things out of stock, like stuff they typically have. It wasn't really groceries. They had a lot of groceries out of town when we were at Walmart. It was like weird electronic things they usually have. I looked for a can of air duster for something. Me and Mariah were trying to get high with it in the hotel room, then go to the hot tub. They were out of air duster. It's a weird thing to be out of. They were just out of weird stuff. It was just really weird. Have they ever thought that the Guard might be? Yeah. So not only does the Guard order new equipment yearly, and it usually comes in either right before or right after AT, but new equipment gets shipped all the time. A lot of times you'll see it on rail cars, new equipment, because a lot of the factories they go beside the railroad tracks. They ship it out on rail. You'll see tanks traveling this time of year. You see all kinds of stuff, and you'll see it other times of the year too, but a lot more rare to see it then.
Dominance. So I've been watching as people have been warning about the problem with
AT's annual training for the National Guard. So they have to go. You know how the National Guard commercial says 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. The 2 weeks a year is they travel somewhere and train. Sometimes it's overseas, like I know guys that have been to like Croatia and Egypt and shit like that. Sometimes it's like in Alabama, Mississippi, California, Fort Irwin. The National Training Center is out in California. I've been out there a couple times, just shit like that.
The shutdowns and the supply, especially food and basic necessities. Well, I received a bit of information yesterday and further this morning that on certain military bases, and I imagine this is throughout the entire military. And I don't know about.
So he says, I imagine this is throughout the entire military. So that tells me what he's heard is someone's called him and say, hey man, I heard on this base and this base they're doing this. But he has no idea if it's throughout the entire military.
The enlisted ranks, okay? But apparently amongst the officers, especially the higher up officers, 04, 05, etc., they're being told
04, 05 are pay grades.
in order with what's coming. Now, what they're saying is that they need to go out and get food, water, and supplies now. Now, you'd think.
So first of all, getting your house in order is something that you get told quite a bit. Anytime you're going to the field, anytime that 05 would be like a lieutenant colonel. So he's talking about lieutenant colonels. Well, he didn't say and below. 04 is a major. 03 is a captain. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got second lieutenant, first lieutenant, captain, major, lieutenant colonel, colonel, full bird colonel. It's would be 6, and then you go into generals: brigadier, major, lieutenant, and general. And that's the 10. That's 01 through 010. Those are the officer ranks. So he's talking about majors and lieutenant colonels. And I would assume full bird colonels are hearing to get their house in order. Now, if you're in the military, I won't speak on just officers. Everybody hears all the time, get your house in order. Before you go to the field, before you go to a deployment, before you go to a training exercise, before you go anywhere, get your house in order. And what that means is make sure your bills are paid, nothing's late, you got auto pay set up, your direct deposit's right, you got a reliable bank you can trust, you don't think your wife's going to leave you after you've been gone for 2 weeks and move 4 male strippers into the house and sell everything you own. Different things. Now, we used to hear this all the time, like I said, the field deployments, or when someone fucked up. If someone, let's say a story was running through the ranks about some captain, or let's say some second lieutenant who went out and bought a brand new car and married this girl he met that was a stripper, and she left him, and now she's suing him, and she's got him tied up in court, and she claims sexual assault. And when someone fucked up like that, you would also hear, get your house in order. Now, that happened all the time. And basically what it means is get your stuff taken care of so you can concentrate on what we're doing here at the military. I used to hear it all the time, you got to have your mind right. If you're going on deployment, you got to have your mind right. You can't be worried about what your wife's doing at home or if your telephone bill got paid while shit's blowing up and people are shooting at you. So you got to get your mind right. You got to get your house in order before you get ready to go anywhere. Whether that's training or actual deployments or operations or whatever. He's going to say something really weird here. So if you want to know what the fastest way to get what would basically be a mutiny, an uprising of the military against higher officers and against the country, the quickest way to get that is to fuck with their families. Most people think that even if someone went out and said, okay, we're going to do this unconstitutional act, we're going to round up all the AR-15s, that would be the quickest way to get the military activated. It's not. I guarantee you there would be holdouts in that account. There would be people that would be like, we don't really need AR-15s. There would be some. I'm not saying it's a mass amount, but there would be some. But if the military come out and said, hey, we need you to come to the base, just you, leave your family at home, there's not going to be food or water for the next 6 months, and we've got to take care of you. But your family is going to starve and thirst to death. You want to talk about a fucking uprising. So what he's going to say here is really, 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 really stupid and would never happen. He says the military's got to take care of you because you're like a soldier. But that doesn't always mean they're going to take care of your family. Yeah, right. Yeah, fucking right. Try me, motherfucker. Even when I was in, if the military told me, hey, there's a volcano erupting and everybody in town's going to die, so you need to get to base to lockdown. Don't bring anybody with you. Your family's going to burn alive. But you get on in here, buddy. We own you. I'd have told him to kick fucking rocks, and man, my whole family would have been coming to the base or somewhere else safe, but it wouldn't have just been me. What he says is really stupid. If something like that happened, not only would the military take care of their assets if it was at all possible to feed them, but they would bring their immediate family in. They might not let you bring all your aunts and uncles and cousins and blah blah blah, but your immediate family's coming with you. Okay, that's just the way it happens. You're not separating a soldier from his immediate family and telling him it's good for him, and they're going to fucking die. This guy is fear mongering. At worst, or I guess at best, and just making shit up at worst. He says they tell him to get your house in order and stock up on supplies. That could mean a lot of things. Get your house in order, I understand. If they're telling him to stock up on supplies, what I would be more likely to think is someone above an 0405 rank. Someone maybe a full bird or something that has a few friends that are officers, got nervous and says, hey, I'm really worried about what's going on with China right now. I would tell you and your buddies, maybe you should stock up on some food and shit. But that doesn't mean anything. I could get nervous and tell you guys to do that. I'm nervous about China, chat. I think you should stock up on food. Does that mean everybody on YouTube should be worried? No. Is it a good idea to be stocked up on shit? Sure. I think you ought to always have a couple weeks supply of food and water, even if you got to store it in like rinsed out 2 liters of milk jugs, and enough non-perishable items that are just sitting somewhere.
Keep the grifters running. Tell Doug to frog off.
Thank you, Crushing Anxiety. I appreciate it. Keep the grifters running. Tell Doug to frog off. Thank you for that donation. I appreciate it. So yeah, you should always be ready. Is the military issuing this statement? I highly doubt it. The military all the time, like I said, tells you keep your family and get your house in order. Are they telling you to stock up on food and being worried about this and being worried about that? I doubt it. I think this is more about clicks and attention and fear mongering because fear sells, right? I think that's the biggest issue here.
And I don't know about the enlisted ranks, okay? But apparently amongst the officers, especially the higher up officers, 04, 05, etc., they're being told to get their houses in order with what's coming. Now, what they're saying is that they need to go out and get food, water, and supplies now. Now, you'd think that being on military installations, they would have access because the military has to continue taking care of their, hi Mrs. Cat, have to take care of their people. But that may not necessarily mean the families, especially.
Bullshit. I could see the military telling you to tell your grandparents or your crazy aunt or your cousins or people back home that, hey, you need to tell them they need to be ready, and stock up on some food and some water and blah, 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 because we can't give them any help for the military. But your family, living that with you at a post or whatever, no, they're going to get help. Okay, they're going to come with you. They're going to be on post with you. They're going to be taken care of until the military is literally out of food. If it gets that bad, until the military is literally out of food, they will be there to help you. That's just the way it fucking works. They're not going to tell you. You realize when you're on post, your family lives with you, and you're not from that area. If I'm stationed in fucking Fort Bragg and we're living in Fayetteville, my family is with me in Fayetteville. We're all from fucking Minnesota. It's not like you just go to the base and your family in Minnesota sucks. They just live right outside the gate, 10 minutes from where you're working. They're going to come with you.
Especially in a bad situation, but whatever's going on, whatever it is, with the movement of materials, the movement of military materials, shortages could be coming, and that's very likely.
But this didn't come down from higher command. The military, the best place to be when there's a shortage of food or water would be in the military, enlisted in the military. This guy is doing this for information and clicks and fear. Yeah, I wouldn't put much trust into this. If there's shortages coming, that's why you ought to always have a stockpile. It could very well happen. It's technically already happening. I can't get a 2XL shirt. You know what I mean? Like Ryan can't get shirts to print for the merch shop. It's technically already happening. I don't know that it'll get so bad as there's no food or nothing on the shelf. Usually what causes that is a run on the store rather than an actual shortage. So even back during COVID, like the toilet paper thing was a run on the store. Every time it snows near my house, there's a run on the store. They all these old women get out before the snow gets here. If it's just predicted, a light dusting to 12 feet, it doesn't matter. All the old ladies go to the grocery store and they buy all the bread and milk that exists in this area. If they have to wait on the fucking bread and milk truck, they buy it all, and then they go home and eat fucking milk sandwiches until they're sick, I guess. I have no idea what they're doing with all that bread and milk. I could survive weeks without bread and milk, but apparently they can't. They've got to have it all.
I've talked about seeing some U.S. military tactical vehicles being stockpiled in places where they normally aren't, and a lot of people were saying, oh, this is because, this is when they're doing their summer training. I know what happens in summer training, and these are not for summer training. Okay, that's not what's happening. They're repositioning vehicles.
So when you make a claim like this, that they're repositioning vehicles near large cities or to control this or that, this claim may have stood and may have had some validity 10 years ago. But right now, literally, everyone from 12 years old and up, sometimes younger, is carrying a camera in their pocket. And you can't show me this. You can't prove that, oh, somebody's out there and they're like, you go up to a soldier and they're like, I don't know, they just told me to set outside of Baltimore and that we needed to be ready in case something happens. No. You see new trucks going places. You see people traveling for AT, but you can't show me this fucking... When the military travels... They leave signs behind. When the military travels and sets up, it's not a small affair. It's not like they're inserting a team of 6 men outside of New York City to control the city, okay? They're setting up a fucking fob. And wait till you see this monstrosity. Not only is it going to cost you out the ass from your taxes, but it's going to be huge, and it's going to have a cafeteria, and it's going to have fucking barracks, and it's going to have a PX, and it's going to have everything they need in there. It's not going to be 10 trucks or 50 trucks going out the interstate to annual training.
Something's getting ready to go down, I guess. And with this situation, with them telling the military officers to get their houses in order and to get supplies, food, water, etc., for themselves and their families is critical. So
again, like, I don't know this guy, but in general, if I ever was in the military and someone said, "Hey, man, there's been people talking like you need to get your house in order and you probably need to get some food and water and some supplies to get by for a couple weeks," I would think that, oh, someone in my command chain is a little bit nervous or saw something on the news or they don't like the way this is looking, and that's good, solid advice. It's not horrible advice. It's decent, and it could help people, right? But I would not think that, oh, we're planning to invade New York City. Like, that's not what I would think.
That's inside information. No, I'm not going to give you the source. I think if you're smart enough, and I think most of you are, despite the trolls out there, that if you're watching any of this going on, you can see it anyway. You don't need me to tell you this, but the additional information that inside military folks are
I would just we'll watch the rest of this, but I would just leave you with, don't panic because this one guy is saying that he heard this and other guys say that on some military bases that some officers are being... Come on. The military is also full of leaks. Wait until you see how many people are going to call home and tell their family, we've been warned about this, and you need to do this, you need to do that. You know how many fucking majors there are in the Army? Quite a few. Quite a few. Anyways, it is always a good idea to have a couple weeks supply minimum of food and water. Think about if an earthquake hit or a tornado or a hurricane or whatever type of natural disaster may or may not occur near you. Just think about if that type of event happened and you couldn't get supplies for 2 weeks. What would you need? Keep that stocked up, sure, and keep it close by. Keep it ready. Rotate it out. Don't let it expire. Well, if it expires by a little bit, not a big deal. But don't let it expire by months and months. Take care of it. But that's always a good idea. But I wouldn't panic over this guy. And I know there are people that are panicking over shit that's being said here.
Saying get ready, you got to get yourself supplied because this is going to go south real quick. I don't know why. It could be a situation with China. It could be that Biden's invited the UN in. We're seeing what apparently are some UN.
So that's another thing. There's been so much buildup within right-wing groups and militia groups and people who are very, very, very staunch supporters of the Second Amendment about the UN coming. There's even fucking merch that talks about the blue helmets and take them out and good targets. There's been so much buildup of that. The absolute worst choice to have anybody come in would be the UN. All you're going to do is kick off basically a war. And if that's your goal, I guess. But I think it'll be a lot more subtle when they try pushing stuff on us. If they try pushing stuff on us. No, I guess when was right. It'll eventually come. It may be 100 years from now, but it'll eventually come.
Identifications here and there.
The Patriot, well, I won't say the name of the company. It has the word Patriot in it. You could have guessed. A food supply bucket company approached me about doing a deal where I advertise their stuff. But they wanted me to be a doomsday guy. Like every time I brought it up, I was supposed to say, like we're right on. Everybody knows. You guys see what's happening in Seattle, and you see what's happening in China, and you see what's happening in Sri Lanka, and you see what's happening here or there. Everybody knows we're right on the verge of this, and this. And that's why you can go to blah, 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 foodbuckets.com/cold beer. Yeah, fuck that.
I don't know that for sure. I don't have direct information on that, but this is direct information that inside the military, amongst the upper officer ranks, at any rate, whether it's official or not, I doubt it's official. I don't think this is coming down.
That's right, Miss Mo.
Or from the chairman of the Joint Chiefs or anybody like that. This is just people in the know in the military that are warning their buddies, their officer friends. You better get ready because this thing's going south right now.
By the way, someone said might have to start selling tomahawks. We have a full-blown, brand new, never before released on the Cold Beer Confessional. We have a brand new tomahawk update. Just a second. We're about to get to it.
Get everything you need now. Don't wait. So there are military.
Yeah, one thing I'm not gonna do because I know it'll come back to bite me in the ass is I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm not gonna tell you that I believe this is happening or this date or this is gonna do that or that because those dates always come back. The people who lied, the people who pushed. Tim Pool's bad about it. Tim Pool's always. I like Tim Pool. Some of his segments, some of them I could stand. Some of it I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude, move on from this Civil War food bucket thing. We know you sell food buckets. So you want people to think we're on the verge of a civil war every day. We got it.
Families right now, at least in the upper officer ranks, that are hitting the Costco's, the Walmarts, the Sam's Clubs, etc., trying to get their stuff together. We see the shortages in the UK right now. They're talking about it right now. The entire lockdown that's going on there, the unjustified things that are happening over all of this.
He's saying that we're right on the verge of a mass shortage because the economy is being purposefully shut down. They're stopping trucks, they're slowing rail freight, they're doing everything, and they've warned the military to stock up. Military officers, not the enlisted ranks, but 04 and above, or 04, 05s, majors and lieutenant colonels.
As I said, and this video, I shouldn't even be putting it up this way because it'll probably be flagged, right? But this is the quickest way to reach everybody. Record this thing down now.
We hungry.
I've been talking about it for a long time. Get yourselves ready as best you can, okay? All right, I'm going to go. They're not on our side. Nobody in the government's on our side. Nobody in the corporations. We've been marked for elimination.
No. So this is another thing I have an issue with. People in the government might not be on our side, but it's always in their best interest to keep us fed and happy, or at least distracted. Fed and distracted. The same way the Roman Empire gave them fucking the gladiators and the games and shit and kept them fed. When people start starving, people start revolting. Could you imagine the government taking some type of action or not taking an action and your family starving? Bullshit. It's in their best interest to keep the people fed and distracted. Not marked for elimination, so we're going to stop the economy. What are you going to do? Well, the first thing we're going to do is take care of the government that stopped the economy.
It's pretty obvious. See y'all later.
So that kind of went viral within a bunch of different circles when he put that out. It's got him a ton of views and a ton of clicks, and some people are panicking over it. Yeah, it's you make sure you have some stuff on hand. That's never bad advice. But to put people in some type of spiral of fear, thinking that it's right around the corner or this or that, you may never use that emergency food supply. We've had ours for so long, shit, we had to rotate out. Ours isn't like prepackaged or blah, blah, blah. We just got a bunch of canned goods, and we put water and water jugs sometimes. Hell, we'll fill up the bathtub if we have to. Hopefully if we have enough time before the water gets cut off. But it's just canned stuff. And when it gets close to expiring or we notice it's expired by a few days or whatever, I fucking eat it. Like that's never bad advice. But the fear is the proponent that I wanna come out against. The fear. You shouldn't think that something's imminent around the corner because it doesn't seem like it is. Because I didn't want it to go bad. See, yeah, once you put it up, it's there. And then you might spend a week eating it. But you can replace it again, and there you go. They're actually even selling, I saw today, and I meant to take a picture of it, and I forgot on the way out. I even saw today at Walmart for $40, I think, which is not the greatest deal, but if you need something prepackaged, the American Red Cross has partnered with some type of company, and they're selling a 72-hour emergency food supply kit. I think it's $40. It comes prepackaged in this little like cube plastic container to where you can like stack them up, and it looks like it's waterproof, shockproof, blah, 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 whatever. It's even at Walmart. It's never been easier to find this shit. So stay stocked up, but I wouldn't be worried about the military vehicles moving. There's going to be a lot moving this time of year. I wouldn't be worried about any of that. By the way, no matter where you're at, make sure that you like and share the video. We're on our backup channel on YouTube, but you can always find wherever I'm streaming at if you go to coldbeer.live. Coldbeer.live, I'll show you right here. If you just type in coldbeer.live, every time we get banned or move or something, I update this. So if you go to coldbeer.live, it'll bring you to this channel. But when we're back on the main channel, I'll change it back to where coldbeer.live will bring you back to the main channel. And then the live video will be right there. So anytime you're looking for me, if I disappear or you think I haven't been on tonight and I didn't tell people that I was going to be missing, go to coldbeer.live. And that'll direct you to wherever I'm at. It keeps it easier that way. I don't have to use the channel links or we're on the backup, blah, blah, blah. It's just always on coldbeer.live. So make sure you like and share. If you want to support the show, you guys know how to. There's !donate, which brings up cultclub.com, KULTKLUB, which is Stream Elements. It's a redirect. You can go to coldbeer.fund or go to the GoFundMe link if you want to support the GoFundMe. And if you're coming from Facebook, we have the Buy Me a Coffee link, which is a lot easier to use on Facebook. It doesn't ask you to sign up for anything. And if you need any more links, whatever, for crypto, or some people like to send stuff in the mail or direct to PayPal, I've got all that stuff. You just got to reach out and ask. So thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to like and share while we're on our backup, especially because we get about a quarter of the views we normally get. Got about 160 some people in here. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll hop into the next video. The next thing I'm going to go over is I actually did go through the Jason Q video, and I took some notes because there were some good parts that I wanted to show you guys. Let's move over to that, and let's start there. So this is the Jason Q video we watched yesterday, but instead of watching the whole thing, like I said, I went through and took some notes, and we'll skip around some and watch some different parts. The first part is Jason Q has figured out how we are poisoning children. So children around the world, or around the United States, are being poisoned by the elite cabal globalist Khazarians, if you know what I mean. Let's see how he's got people being poisoned.
Think about the GMOs.
Right, that's fine.
You think that they actually...
Let me back up a little bit more.
Them. You lost. You're supposed to fix it. You did.
Sorry, it was so loud. I turned it down some.
Getting to the verge of having this whole thing fixed, and then now you're screwing the farmers again. Like, what?
So they're talking about the reports of farmers who were told to burn their crops. There's different times that crops are destroyed to ensure that the price stays steady. You could research all that. There's holy shit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I paused this video and literally nothing should have been playing, but I guess I had it paused on Liberty Warriors live stream, and I guess it ended. So it started playing a different video, and this crazy fucking sound just started playing of a saw blade in the background, and I'm like, what the fuck? I about freaked out just now. But the government insures different prices on crops, and the way they insure that is they pay some people to destroy their crops sometimes. It sounds counterproductive, I know, but you would have to do all the research into that, why and when and how they do it. You can check all that out, but it's not just as simple as they want people to starve. You need to do some research on that. I'm not qualified to talk about it because I know it's more complex than I've ever fucking researched, but you guys can check it out. But that's what they're talking about right now.
What do they have out for these farmers, man?
It's got to be done twice. You're not getting... The thing is, they have to burn their crops. They have to trash them.
Because we have to start from scratch.
No, it's not just that. Think about the GMOs.
Right, that's fine.
You're right, crushing anxiety. They are crazy.
Didn't put even higher concentrations of poison. Remember last year when they burnt down that, was it Arkansas? When they burnt down that whole chicken farm? It just burst into flames and it burnt it all? Why? Because they're poisoning all the animals. Think about with kids, like the whole, baby on the post with the, hand and mouth and all that with the cancers and everything. Think about
the baby on the poster with the hand in the mouth and the cancers and everything. Think about all that. By the way, if you've ever been to an actual chicken farm, they're not the nicest place. They're packed pretty tight. I could imagine if something caught on fire in a chicken farm, like if you had, they got big fans on the end of them a lot of times. Let's say you had a fan belt on there, and the fan or the motor or something locked up and burnt and caught the fan belt on fire. I could imagine a chicken farm would burn up pretty quick. They're not cool. They're not good places to hang out. They're pretty nasty, pretty compact, stacked on top of each other. But I can imagine one would go up in flames pretty quick. I think it has very little to do with a poster, with a hand in mouth, with cancers, with kids and everything. But I'm not Jason Q.
Right, that's fine.
You think that they actually didn't put even higher concentrations of poison? Remember last year when they burnt down that, was it Arkansas? When they burnt down that whole chicken farm? It just burst into flames and it burnt it all? Why? Because they're poisoning all the animals. Think about with kids, like the whole, baby on the post with the, hand.
That's amazing punishment, Hick, to work at a chicken farm. I had two friends who I used to work with on the road, and they saved up money and bought a piece of land, and they partnered with Tyson. And Tyson came in and took their land and built them the coops and built them the chicken houses and built them everything. And they got on a partnership where they get 30% of the profit. And I mean, they make good money. But damn, first of all, it's a lot of work. Second of all, it stinks all the fucking time. It's right down from their house. I don't know if I'd be into that. It's a lot of work, but they make decent money. I mean, they probably both make, I don't know, $200,000 a year a piece. They make good money, but I don't know that it's worth it.
Hand and mouth and all that with the cancers and everything. Think about what parents always give children: chicken nuggets.
Chicken nuggets.
What better way to poison your child than just give them chicken nuggets?
He's got them. What better way to poison your child than chicken nuggets? That's it. Chicken nuggets are the new cyanide pills. Every time you eat a chicken nugget, you are done. Done for. You're poisoned. Now he's going to go into a thing. He's going to call for people to be vegetarians. But Kelly is going to stand up and say, but we eat bacon. And then he's going to make an excuse for vegetarians, except for Kelly. She's doing it the right way. You got to be a vegetarian. You know, animals have feelings too. But Kelly, she can still have her bacon because she's doing it the right way. Let's make an exception just for her.
Because they're all kill chickens. It's just like anything. It's like you see these. Remember when you used to go to the store and you used to like see a chicken breast when we were like way young? It's like, well, small. Now, it's like this big.
Okay. So, yes, chicken breasts are getting bigger, and they do use steroids and stuff, and you can buy steroid free, and you can buy this or that. But there's also been a lot of breeding that went into that. A lot of what's the biggest birds we can breed, the bigger breeds, and can we crossbreed to make a better animal, and can we do this or that? There are steroids and substitutes and shit that probably you shouldn't be giving your kids, and maybe that's why it seems like kids are maturing earlier. Like when you have like a fucking 11-year-old with a C cup, that could be part of it. And I'm not for GMOs and all that shit. But there's also a lot of selective crossbreeding. There's also bloodlines and farms that have made, and there is not chicken breasts that are this big. Okay, there are not chicken breasts that are this big. I think he's exaggerating. There are no chicken breasts. If a chicken breast was this big, that's the size of the pectoral muscle on a full-grown grizzly bear. Could you imagine a chicken the size of a fucking grizzly bear? Are you kidding me? Bullshit.
It's like, what the hell's this? Because they have to make these kill chickens because you have all these wing places.
Well, see, those the dinosaur-shaped nuggets actually come from pterodactyl chickens. Mariah's dad used to see pterodactyls all the time. He probably lives near a dinosaur chicken nugget farm.
And just, and remember, they're sentient beings as well. So it's,
here we go.
You know, this whole vicious cycle of just.
Yeah, all of their houses were exactly 100 yards long. That's the way they made them. And they had, damn, I can't remember that. They had a bunch of them. They were in rows of 6, and it's 6 rows made a grouping, and a grouping was all the same age chickens. And then they had another house that was like younger, and then younger, and then younger, groupings of them. They had a bunch of fucking chicken farms, or chicken houses, I guess. Anyways, back into they're sentient beings. They can feel what's going on, and you shouldn't be eating those animals, except for Kelly. She does it right.
Being carnivorous and just, it's not working too well for us.
Gotta my bacon.
She said, "I gotta have my bacon." We're gonna look at one of their big call-in shows. We miss Rusky. We missed the big one we should have been on.
Well,
No, it's
mean, is the bacon like from a pig?
Well, yeah, because I deal with a lot of. We do a lot of 4-H stuff. You know, the kids, they raise them, they go to the
Our noise gate's cutting her
they
off.
go through the whole process with 4-H, and then the kids auction them, and a lot of local people buy the pigs.
Well, the local ones, they don't cause undue trauma to the animals when they do it. They do it just they get it over with quick. You know, these other places, those are the ones that you have to, because they hire all those.
Oh, so the local pigs are okay. If you get foreign or out of state pigs, those are the wrong pigs. Stick with the local pigs. Those are the pigs that you want.
Illegals, and it's like
illegal pigs.
It's almost like it's a breeding ground for MS-13. I mean, it really is. Because if you're going to actually go around and killing animals like that, what's stopping you from killing a human? Nothing.
So if you're willing to kill a pig, an animal, to eat, then you're just as willing to kill a human, right? That makes sense. If you have ever hunted and had to finish a deer while it's laying there breathing out, suffering after it's been shot, and you've finished it, why not a human? What's the difference? Jesus Christ! If you're going to take an animal's life, you would take a human's life. Jason's killed before. I can see it in his eyes.
Nothing at all. It's almost like they encourage it. How the government's probably paying them top dollar just to go in there and kill all the animals, just to cause as much trauma. I mean, if they're causing trauma on the kids when they're doing it.
So the government, okay, listen. The government is paying people to slaughter animals as long as they cause as much trauma as possible. That's the government's goal. They want to traumatize the animals as much as possible, and that's why they pay people to go kill animals.
Don't think you have to do it to the animals, too. Not at all.
Well, we're just like touching on every subject today, so another one.
Her noise gate keeps cutting her off. So she's got it turned up, but she's not close enough to the mic or not enough input. That's why she keeps sounding like she's popping out and going silent in the middle of her words and shit.
Fuck YouTube. Yay.
Yeah, fuck YouTube still.
Out there.
Why is the border still open if there's a...
All right, so now they move on to some border stuff, but I've got something better for you. At 1 hour and 2 minutes, right as soon as they return from this break, this is a Daddy video. You guys remember Daddy. Big JQ gets a present, and you'll never believe what it is. Let's check this out. Apparently he's had it all weekend, but he wasn't allowed to open it until this show.
And we're back.
I just want to go on record as saying the last thing Jason needed was a weapon system / drug use paraphernalia.
Oh, so I know everybody loves that video. Hopefully you got all pumped up. And just another thing. I am also going to be getting us a Telegram channel. I found a feature in there where we can actually go live as well. So I'm going to try and add that one into it. Okay. See your lips moving, but I can't hear you.
Sorry about that. I had myself muted.
Oh, that's okay. I know how
It sounded a lot better when you were muted.
that feels. It's quite okay.
But I had that box too. I want to make sure that
Oh, no, go get that right now. Go get that
it's right here.
now.
It's right here.
Okay.
Okay.
Open it.
It's a severed head. I'm going to be very disappointed.
If it's a severed head, he's going to be disappointed.
Very friend. And hopefully we don't need a box of tissue. Hopefully he's
It should be a microphone.
not. Thank you. Jason actually got this delivered.
Pigs are extremely smart. And I've heard the same thing. If they know what different utensils are, so like when a machete or a axe or whatever, a knife, whatever you're going to use, they get nervous. Like they know that it's culling time. But I'm one of the people that if it's for the benefit of someone to survive, I don't go kill stuff for fun and like try to blow up cats with fireworks or nothing. But if it's for someone to survive, let's do it. If someone's going to eat it, if it's going to good use, let's get after it. That's why animals were put on the earth.
After the show on Monday, and he has been very patient in this one arriving and not being a bad boy and opening it early. So
he's not a bad boy. He's a good boy.
You're probably not going to need that thing that's in your hand anymore, I don't believe. Just chuck it over your shoulder, man.
Let's see what he got here.
Hey, Bear Man.
Hey, Bear Man, Dreamweaver bought you 5 6-packs. Again, thank you. Watch out for that Quantum Q Lord. Thank you, Dreamweaver. I appreciate it. Thank you for the 6-packs. Those are over at, if you want to hear Hey Beer Man and leave a message, that's at buymeacoffee.com/cold beer. Or, interesting fact, you can actually go to, because I tried to buy this domain for my tipping service. I wanted to get buymeabeer.com. But buymeabeer.com is the same as buymeacoffee. So if you type in buymeabeer.com/cold beer, it goes to the same page.
Somebody's getting fucked up, I'll tell you that much. I don't think. Wow. Are you serious?
So the problem with his audio is, I explained it the other night, but his microphone, that SM7B, it's a $400 microphone, but it requires a lot of input gain, like a big preamp, and he didn't have one, so he was extremely low always. So Kelly, a few shows back, you're right, maxed out his volume. Since then, he's changed boards or something, and now he has that input gain, and no one's ever turned the shit down. So it's maxed out. The gain is maxed out. Kelly turned it down on her end now, but Jason Q doesn't understand that he's still, even if you're sending, let's say, even if he's sending a signal that's tolerable in volume level, if it's, okay, let's say this box is what's tolerable for volume level. Okay, this is what we can send. If he takes a box this big, full of gain, and crams it down into the box that'll fit to send it to Kelly, it still sounds like shit because he's still at the upper end of the mic when he sends it over. There's nothing Kelly can do to fix it now until Jason turns his down and she turns hers back up, basically.
Jesus Christ.
I see what it is.
Rice. Nope. It's not food.
It's not food. Look at, what is it, chat? You see the handle?
Holy shit.
Holy shit. It's a weird handle. What's that at the top?
Not gonna lie,
I see it says "We the People" on it.
I've never seen in my life.
What is that?
Sorry. I just want to be careful with this because.
Yeah, be careful.
It's a Scott McKay axe. You got it.
This is how I would end up going out. Cut a carotid artery or something like that, and it's like, sorry, femoral arteries, because gift is like, shit.
Shut up, Mariah.
Shit.
You want me to say when my grandma was still around, we used to get pigs every year and raise them and kill and have meat to you, Mariah? Oh, you said Mark. I didn't see that comment.
Wow. It's an
axe. He got an axe from Scott McKay's axe. Not only did they get him an axe, they got him something else to smoke in. Imagine.
tomahawk with "We the People" on it.
He's gonna take out a Brillo pad, shove it down in there, and we're back to crackhead.
That is just wow.
So not only did they buy him a stupid fucking axe, but they gave Scott McKay $300 to buy him a stupid fucking axe. And the lady, when she calls in, listen how many they said they were behind. The reason it took so long for Jason to get it, they ordered this on Secretary's Day, which was a few months back. Listen how many they were behind making these axes.
That is just, I mean, I can't thank you enough. This is...
You can chop some killer lines. All of his lines are killers. He's just built up an immunity.
Or the Declaration of Independence we have, and somebody got it sent. It's all in leather, and so we'll
Is
put
there
this
anything
like
else
a
in the
big.
box that came? Oh, it came with a leather strap. That's
Yeah.
You don't chop your.
I mean, this is. Yeah, make sure.
It came with a 6-inch by 6-inch mirror to chop your lines out on.
You know,
and to also look at yourself when you're a light being.
Who did send
Home
this?
Depot
And
with that thing. It looks
yeah.
like it's got a belt strap.
What's that?
Walk around Home Depot with that thing.
Well,
not only did he get the $300 axe, I think they paid the extra $100 and some for a wooden case to put it in.
Thing is,
Somebody said, "Don't throw it at the cats."
Oh no, this is strictly for a special occasion.
Who gets the first axe wound, Chili or Jason? Yes.
It says sibling written all over it.
By the way, her shirt, I don't know, I know you guys said she finally's got a shirt on, her tits ain't hanging out, but the giant word on her shirt is sex. I know her shirt says I don't need sex, but look how tiny I don't need is, and look how big sex is. Sex covers is gigantic. It's taller and wider than both of her breasticles together. Like, clearly, she wants people to see that her shirt says sex. And then if they get close enough to read, I don't need sex.
Kidding. I'm kidding. Thank you so much. That is just, wow. That is, wow.
Is there anything else in the box that came with it at all? Curious.
It's actually Kelly spelled with an I, Kelli. I as in I think she has an issue and she has to show her tits on TV, and when she doesn't, she wants the word sex appearing across her her breasticles.
Thought there may be.
Her old meat bags.
That was the main event, obviously, but
Let's see.
oh, okay.
From Patriot Street Fighter.
From Patriot Street Fighter.
Here.
Damascus. Wow, it's a Damascus Steel.
Damascus Steel.
We have a guest with us, Jason. Phone.
I guarantee you he can't explain what Damascus Steel is.
What's that? Ow.
Go ahead.
Hello.
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 Volcel, voluntarily celibate. Yeah.
Hi, Carol.
Oh. I hope you like it, Jason. It's not from me. It's going to say it's from we, the people that enjoy. Have learned so much from you, and we really, really, really appreciate it. So I did, Scott McKay did text me because it's from the Street Fighters, Patriot Street Fighters. And it also has a peace pipe at one end. If you notice, if you pick it up, you'll see a peace pipe.
I did see that at the end.
No, he didn't. Jason Q has this weird thing where he can't admit he's wrong. So that's why it was so easy for the guy to troll him over the shirts. Like, he couldn't admit that he didn't know what he was talking about. I don't know if you guys saw it when I covered that, but a guy kept him on the phone for like 40 minutes talking about this deep state collusion with different colored shirts and ties that they wear. Now he made that up completely. Like, it was completely fucking made up. It's not a conspiracy that's real. The guy made it up to troll Jason, and Jason couldn't admit he'd never heard of it, so he just kept going along and along and along. If he would have seen that it was a peace pipe in a bowl, he'd have said, "Oh my God, it's a peace pipe in a bowl too." But he can't admit that he didn't see it. So he's like, I did see that. I did see that at the end. The exact same thing you just said. She said, if you look at the end, you can tell it's a peace pipe. I did see that at the end. You mean you saw it at both ends? Like, right, there's one place to draw from and one place to pack. You saw it at both ends, right? Nope. No idea.
That is just unbelievable. This is... I mean, I can't thank you guys enough. This is truly just something special. I mean,
it was ordered for Secretary's Day, but they were 400 behind. So I had actually messaged Scott, and he said he really, really respects your work, and he has a lot of admiration towards you.
He doesn't know who you are. So Scott only knows who Scott is.
Secretary's Day, but
and who the Axeman is.
They're handmade, and it's supposed to come in a mahogany case, so I'm not sure why there's no case with it.
She paid for the case too.
But yeah, so
we found them on we did find them on Alibaba, the Chinese marketplace, for as little as $27 a piece if you ordered one. That was before the negotiation, and that was before a mass quantity of order. The exact same thing. Now, Scott says his are handmade in the USA, laser engraved, blah, blah, blah. But the exact same thing is available on Alibaba for $27 pre-negotiation and large quantity orders. So decide for yourself whether it's worth it or not.
Just to say we love you, and we really
yeah, you know what? Yeah,
really,
you know what?
A little birdie.
You know what? No, they yeah, it says display case mahogany, and yep, with red fleece. Ixnay on the display case, eh? So I could, if you want, I can contact him, because I could thank him too, because that's just, I mean, whew, that's just badass.
Well, you chopped through a lot of stuff for us. I mean, you really get to the point. And I hear that your mother was the Native Americans, the study of the Native.
Your mother was a Native American?
And so I feel your mother is whispered in our ears also.
Your mother whispered in our ears also. By the way, Jason's mother sadly passed away not long ago, back over the winter, I think, the fall, winter, somewhere around there. But Jason believes that she's coming back on a rocket ship with everyone else who's died since 2015.
Oh, she has an Indian headdress, and it's like, I mean, some of the stuff she has, I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, where's? She don't even look at it. It's like, okay. I'm like, wow. I'm like, sorry, Mom, I gave it to your sister, by the way. I just didn't want her to have it, so I'm like,
well,
you know what?
Well, you're leading the last of the Mohicans. That's what I can say. We're all warriors with you. So
you're leading the last of the Mohicans. Okay.
Anyways, I'll let us continue. I was going to say one thing, is that this flatten the curve, I think they mean flatten the globe. And
by the way, I need to back up some, actually. She already said it, I think. She says they were 400 orders behind. 400 orders behind. I need to check that, but I'm pretty sure that's what she says. So 400 times 275 is $110,000.
Yeah, it says display case mahogany, and yep, with red fleece. Ixnay on the display case, eh?
I missed it. I was probably busy reading or talking.
I could, if you want, I can contact him because I could thank him too. Because that's just, I mean, whew, that's just badass.
Well, you chopped through a lot of stuff for us. I mean, you really get to the point. And I hear that your mother was the Native Americans, the study of the Native Americans. So, and so I feel your mother is whispered in our ears also.
Oh, she has an Indian headdress. And it's like, I mean, some of the stuff she has, I'm like, what the hell? Just.
I tell you one thing, if I would have went into grifting, the way that my channel took off for the 2 times that we've kind of done like a troll pro QAnon video, and how good I sold it and how desperate people are for attention, if I would have went into that line of work, I guarantee you I wouldn't be fucking worried about my house right now. Talking about hundreds of thousands of views and 5, 6, 7, 8,000 people showing up for a live stream. Jesus.
So don't even look at it. It's like, okay. I'm like, wow. I'm like, sorry, Mom, I gave it to your sister, by the way. I just didn't want her to have it, so I'm like,
well,
you know what?
Well, you're leading the last of the Mohicans. That's what I can say. We're all warriors with you. So.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, I'll let us continue. I was going to say one thing is that this flatten the curve. I think they mean flatten the.
I still didn't back up far enough, but it's fine. Somebody confirmed it in chat. She did say they were 400 behind. It was supposed to be there by Secretary's Day, but they were 400 behind. That's 110,000.
And
and
we tried to do herd immunity to the truth, like the herd immunity to the truth, and.
Anything they sell is grifting when they're telling you that it's funding a mission that so they can travel around the world and save the kids.
I think we just have to flatten the globe and away we go. We win.
Well, also like the herd immunity.
No one goes to Scott McKay and thinks, "Oh yeah, I just I'm the only reason I'm here is because I heard you had the best tomahawks."
What if that has to do with them calling us cattle?
Uh-oh.
Absolutely. We use that in agriculture, herd immunity.
I mean,
a veteran tomahawk. There you go.
And of course, I mean,
somebody suggested that if when we were talking about building a house, someone suggested this. And I asked chat one time that there's a couple other YouTube channels that have crowdfunded, not homes, but kind of like their headquarters. And what they've done is they've made like a. You ever been to a hospital and seen like a donor wall where you have like a wall that has like little nameplates engraved for like levels of like these people are patrons and these people are supporters and these people are blah, blah, blah. But there's a couple people that crowdfunded like different headquarters, and one of them bought a golf course because they do like RC stuff. They made a package where they did like a shirt and something else. And they put everybody's names on this wall. Like they just wrote them. They didn't get plaques and stuff, but there's like a supporter wall. And anybody who donated a certain level, they got the shirt, something from there, and they got like, it was called the legacy package because they were helping build the channel's legacy. And they made like a wall of stuff, a wall of names, a shirt, and it was one more item. Like I think if you gave over like $100, you got like this and this and this. It was pretty neat. The channel that did it was Flight Test. It's actually a channel I watch. They bought a golf course because they do like remote control airplanes, and there was a closed down golf course that was going out of business, and they keep the golf course open and they earn money off that. But one side of it, which used to be the driving range, is now where they fly their RC planes. They got a runway and stuff, and they gave them they gave them a T-shirt, a special edition plane that you could build, and their name on a wall. For legacy supporters. It's pretty neat.
Just we hate to bring up against like it's the same, it's the same ones, but
stepping stones.
It's like it's this exclusive group.
Tim Pool did not do that, but Tim Pool did buy his house from his channels, and he's got like not a Patreon, but he's got like his paywall stuff, like his spicier shows and segments. He puts behind a paywall on his website where you can go watch it. I'm still curious to see how the falling out between Tim Pool and the female that he hired to be a correspondent and some news footage. There's a lawsuit going on between all of them, plus a lawsuit with his brother. I think the people who signed up for his website paid for his skate. He's got a skate park in his house. Well, in a metal building behind his house. I think that was more from it wasn't really crowdfunding as much as he put all the website money towards that.
But it seems like everybody's dying to be on this team, that evil team as well. It's like, guys, why? I just,
Sorry, I reported you, Rita.
Around with, the Israeli flag draped over their body like it's a cape. I'm like,
what? How did we get on the Israeli flag? What? I knew it was going to get spicy. That's why I let it play through.
I mean, they've been, and of course, I mean, just we hate to bring up against, like, it's the same, it's the same ones, but it's like it's this exclusive group. But it seems like everybody's dying to be on this team, that evil team as well. It's like, guys, why? I just, it's like you'll see people run around with, the Israeli flag draped over their body like it's a cape. I'm like,
how did
you guys are in America? It's like you can't. It just, it's almost like when we look at, like, we don't even really know where we are if we look at the grander scheme of things. It's like we don't know the map layout because that was Operation Windmill, and it was a whole ground truthing, and that was done by the UN. And as you see, why they call it Operation Windmill? Because when you look at that map, at the flag, it's like if you shade in every other one, it makes for a windmill. It's exactly what it is. I mean, it's literally, they even told us, like, think circle, expand your thinking. One connects to the next. I mean, you're literally drawing the layout of the flat Earth model without the continents inside of it.
Oh, God. It's a flat Earth. That's where it went. Anti-Israeli flag. By the way, guys, real quick, we're going to knock out 9 News, it looks like. No. Are you just telling me good night? No. Okay. Well, I love you. Okay. Maybe no, not 9 News. Ollie said he didn't want to do it, but he come back here to tell everybody good night. Sorry about that. I was false alarm. Oh yeah, it's Saturday. They don't do it on the weekends. That was my fault. Sorry, guys. All right, back to why is Israel and the flat Earth?
That's what they had us do. But then you have people saying, "Oh well, is the Earth flat?" And they'll say no. Of course you're not.
Okay. We can go ahead and jump to the next portion, which is what led me to another video. He makes a couple of weird statements here. One, he says that Kelly's going to beat her kids. And then he makes a weird statement. He's like, everybody that called the show yesterday, we've got your numbers. So check this out.
Yeah. Need to say, Pops was one miserable motherfucker. He's a big guy, but it's like, you're going through these little things. And you hear him. And I was like, there's fucking kids here. He's dropping F-bombs. And like, you don't want to get stuck. It's like, oh man, it's, oh.
Yeah, and that's still getting a little grain of, and still,
Oh, hey, Em, I didn't see you.
South
I have heard a lot about this center Earth, where the golden city, the center of the sun. So it's definitely interesting information I'm finding. But when they say be prepared for anything, they really weren't kidding. They were definitely mind-blowing times. But, and thank God for both of you guys for coming up with a format like this, a platform. It's wonderful. Wonderful. I thank you both for everything.
I hear you, deplorable hen. Hopefully, we're planning on moving on to some different stuff that doesn't have to do with QAnon, to some faith healers and outside of this. We're still probably going to cover these people until they're washed up and gone. Hopefully soon, but we're going to cover some other stuff too.
Oh, this was Kelly roped me into this because
it's all my fault.
What happened? Remember when you asked me to be on the show the one time? You're on mute.
Not.
Or you had to, instead of just moving your lips, you had to talk because we couldn't hear you.
Don't blame me on this.
No, it's not blaming you.
You're the one that went on screen, and I started watching you. I need to give my children. They're leaving. I need to give them a hug. You chat for a second. Sorry.
Okay. She's gonna beat him.
What? She's gonna beat him?
Oh,
watch it! Oh, watch it! Nope. Aw.
I sent you some blood, which, oh my goodness, they're amazing.
Kid's taller than you.
Who are you talking about?
Big boy. Yeah.
Oh.
Monster.
He's huge. 14. Whoops.
Man.
Well, thank you for everything, guys. I'm going to let somebody else get on. You guys have a blessed weekend.
Thank you.
Oh, we're going to have a fun weekend because everybody that decided to call yesterday, guess who has your numbers?
We do.
Okay, he says everybody who decided to call yesterday, he makes the weird comment about beating her kids, whatever. Maybe that was his way of doing like a joke. But he makes the weird comment that, because everybody who calls yesterday, guess who has your numbers? We do. And I found that strange. That's why I went into yesterday's video. I thought people were trolling him or something.
Which, oh my goodness, they're amazing.
Kid's taller than you.
Who are you talking about?
Big boy. Yeah.
Oh.
Monster.
He's huge. 14. Whoops.
Man.
Well, thank you for everything, guys. I'm going to let somebody else get on. You guys have a blessed weekend.
Thank you.
Oh, we're going to have a fun weekend because everybody that decided to call yesterday, guess who has your numbers?
We do.
So, yes, if you see a 219 number hit your line,
that might pick up.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, darling, for calling. You have a wonderful day.
If you see a 219 number hit your line, you might want to pick up. So I thought, did people troll them? Did something happen that I'm not aware of? And now he's going to because it sounds like almost vengeful, like we're going to get back at you kind of deal. So I thought, well, let's look up the video they did yesterday. Well, the video they did yesterday was something completely different. And I guess Jason everything he says sounds threatening, I guess. I don't know, because there was no trolling in the video the day before. There was no reason to call any of these people other than to get them their prize, because the day before they had a game show. And I'm going to show you a portion of that, and I got a couple clips from it.
Having fun,
They had a call-in show that was a game show, which isn't a horrible idea to give away some prizes and have fun and this and that. But of course, Jason Q has to make it about some other weird shit. Come on, get to the fucking part where it starts. Jesus.
Hello and welcome everybody to Trivia Night with Jason and Kelly. Thank you everyone for joining this. Now, a couple things about today is
Frog jumped the shark.
having fun, having a good time.
She's got to turn down her noise gate. It doesn't pick up half the shit she says.
Something a little bit different, but Jason, I thank you all of you for everything that you have done to be positive, emotionally, mentally, however, be fantastic. And you, many of you have not just.
He's adding everybody's phone number together to see which one of them's Q.
Thank you, and we are very excited. We have so many fun things as you can see. We got like flag banner, playing around with things. I had a little fun today. And I am just really keeping fingers crossed everything goes well tonight. Have fabulous prizes. I don't know if Jason has any by him. So
all right, so they decided to have a trivia night, and I was just skimming through this video to see what it was about because I still thought maybe someone called into trivia night and was like trolling them and being a piece of shit or whatever, in a joking way and pissed Jason off, and that's why he's calling him. So skimming through this video, I noticed her microphone is horrible. Like, it's not picking up half of what she fucking says. But the first timestamp I came up on was 12 minutes in when Jason starts moving around and digging around. Jason has put on a little bit of, let's say, COVID poundage. And usually, like, I thought he was like skin and bones. I really did. Methed out, skin and bones. Let's just say there's more than skin and bones on a healthy side, Jason.
Always.
It was just surprising to me. I'm not saying anything about him. I'm fat. It was just surprising. Didn't you guys picture him as being really skinny?
The t-shirts or the flags or anything?
Well.
Oh. Didn't you guys in your head, didn't you imagine he was super skinny, like from the meth and shit? Allegedly?
You about ready, Jay?
I did.
Any of the t-shirts or the flags or anything?
Well.
I mean, look at that belly he's got on him. I thought he would be super, super, super skinny. Again, I'm a fat guy.
Don't worry about it.
It was just surprising seeing all the love in those handles.
I just didn't know if the flag would be like too overwhelming with.
When he's looking front on to the camera, and all the shows I've seen him on, he looks skinny.
It moving in the background. Might screw with some people. I was hoping not so, but maybe what's causing the breaking up. No,
like extremely skinny.
That's all.
No, that's not what's.
Oh, he's thick, boy. He's thick. Look at this. We got this impression, this lump here, and then this lump here. A lot bigger than I thought he would be. Backed up from the opiates.
Yes, we do.
There you go.
Yep. Round 3? Something like that? I don't know.
Chahurston? Yeah, Chahurston looks skinnier on camera than she is in real life.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Let us know where you're chiming in from, or tuning in from, sorry. Nobody's really chiming in except for Tweedledee and Tweedledum here, but where are you guys watching from? We've got...
Well, I figured it was drug-related, Deplorable Chicken.
So many of you.
He's on those 8 balls. Yeah, he looks like he's got him stuffed all the way around him like a snowman.
A little bit later. You can go ahead and do your thing. I love you. I appreciate you.
So they start giving away T-shirts and this and that. He's looking extra thick, like a real snack.
England.
And then two more notes I had on it was at 25 minutes, of course, he turns one of the questions into, you guessed it, who do we hate the most? Listen to the clues he gives to this caller.
Next caller.
Thanks, Marty. Appreciate you calling in.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye.
You're welcome. Bye.
Fun. So now you got to see the wheel. Now, every single time that the wheel goes around and it picks something, it automatically takes it off. So we're not going to have many duplicates, but we have a lot of t-shirt things in there and some other stuff. So we don't have to worry about duplicates. Oh yeah, I'm figured out a fail safe on this one. This is fun for me. Okay.
Well, then if we run out of questions and we just go to a complete, BS session, then we could just wing it and just be like, boom, boom.
I think you and I could come up with some questions if we ran out of everything, and we have more product if we bust
Mountain Dew and Pop-Tarts.
We got plenty of stuff. Okay.
That's the way I feel, Mariah. I feel like I look much bigger on camera.
Okay, next caller, area code 231.
Hello,
darling.
Hello. Hi.
What's your name?
Dawn from Michigan.
Hi, Dawn.
Hello.
Hi. Nice to talk with you again.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for calling. Are you ready for your big question with Jay?
I sure am.
Sorry, Jason. I call him Jason.
I know what the dog's name was, though.
All right,
Well, good
so who bombed the USS Liberty?
Who bombed the USS Liberty? Now, we all know the answer because I talked about what happened on Liberty the other day, and I, too, think it's not being told to us exactly straight. I mean, it was hours of attacks. Reinforcements were stood down. It was a whole ordeal. But the answer is clearly Israel. Of course, he had to make a question that shine negative light on Jewish people.
Here's a hint.
I don't know this one.
Here's a hint. I thoroughly enjoy calling them out.
Here's a hint. I thoroughly enjoy calling them out. It's weird. Weird hint to give there, but okay.
Who is it?
It's a country.
A lot. It's not
a lot. He enjoys calling them out a lot.
Israel.
Yeah.
Israel.
She said it's a country, and he said it's not a country, it's a nation state.
All right, let's go over to the winning prize wheel.
Yay.
As long as all the things are still
He had to make a question that the answer was Jews.
working, and let's
Khazarians.
Cool.
That's not the only one, but that's the one I found the funniest.
People, that'd be awesome.
Woo, yeah, T-shirt.
Oh, Dawn, you won a T-shirt.
Good deal.
Cool.
Are you comfortable with telling me your size?
What is the Khazarian Mafia, otherwise known as Jewish people?
Not on the phone.
Okay.
What is the tiny hat people who we all hate here, huh, Jason? Huh?
I'm going to call you. Is this a good number for me to call you back at?
Okay, yes.
Okay, fantastic. I will call you back. I'll be calling everybody either Friday evening or Saturday.
So apparently that's what they meant about who has these people's numbers. So we'll be calling everybody back Friday evening or Saturday. So I guess Jason Q is just going to spend the weekend calling people who called into the prize show and seeing if they want to hang out on the phone. I swear I think that's what he's doing. Like, I don't know. That's what I got from it. There was one more clip I was going to show at 1:36. Oh, that's a pretty good guess right there. Just Jason Q looking thick again, like a real snack.
My son is in the Army, so.
Got it.
Jason Q, will you sign it for him, please?
Will you sign that Army flag for him, please?
Okay. Yeah, one here.
Break out the Sharpie right now. Army, go Army.
Ooh. I mean, there's a lot of love in those handles. He's got a lot of love to give. That's what I mean. A lot of love to give. And a little bit of plumber's crack.
This has been like royal chaos for me, but this is a heyday. I can't believe
Hey, if you need any help, we're here to help.
Well, it's mostly like writing down phone numbers, flipping back here, flipping back there.
I just imagine he would be much, 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 much smaller.
A little bit. Just a lot.
He still probably weighs less than I do, but I just imagine he'd be smaller.
You guys got this.
What's up, Bucka?
We all got
signing it right now. Oh, yeah, he is.
So not only does she say my son's in the Army, she has her son. She has Jason Q sign a flag for her son. That makes me really nervous. If people within the military are actually indoctrinated into stuff like Jason Q is peddling as well, that does make me pretty nervous, honestly.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you want him to like personalize it or anything?
If you could put Kason, Kascn.
K-A-S.
I'm hoping the mom is just like, oh, my son doesn't watch you, but I want to tell him that, I got it signed by a famous YouTuber.
Awesome.
But maybe not.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome, Lisa. You get back in there and enjoy the karate, and we will make sure and get in touch with you and get this over to you, okay?
Awesome. Thank you.
Go.
You're awesome. Love you guys.
Thank you. Bye.
And then at the very end, Chili makes a guest appearance. Let's see if we can find that real quick. We all miss Chili, of course.
Jason, you're gonna
Everybody calls in has to drop an F-bomb.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking.
Everybody who calls in has to drop an F-bomb.
Make sure and if you can, spread a little love and appreciation and donate on either our Venmo or our PayPal. We greatly appreciate everything that you guys help contribute.
Hey, hold on a second. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. Say hi to everyone.
Hey, everybody.
Chili Man.
Chili Man. Oh, such a great.
Yeah, but I feel like Jason's pretty short, and I'm over 6 foot tall. So height has a lot more to do with weight than just about anything else. Like I can be slimmer than him, but if I'm a foot taller than him, I'll outweigh him by 80 pounds. You know what I mean?
Great show. I was laughing on the other side. I didn't know.
Chili Man.
I didn't know the dog. I didn't know the dog guy.
Yeah.
I didn't know. What was the second neutral country?
Vatican City.
Okay.
That's not a country.
See, you know,
Just saying.
so cool. I had so much fun.
That's
My
good.
friend Tamara called in too. She was. Everybody gets nervous because it's like you're put on the spot, and it was so informative.
Okay. I got
Man.
20 seconds till it cuts me off. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Chili Man. We love you guys. Hope you had a great night. Share this. Enjoy it. This would be a great one for education purposes, sincerely, with all the questions and answers and, testing things and going back later. So we will do this again. Don't know exactly when, but this is a lot of fun. So why not?
And Chili Man will be joining us tomorrow.
Yeah.
The Big Lebowski, the dude.
So thank you, Jason.
Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for playing along. And
Look at Chili wandering around in the background like as a he's a human shadow. How creepy is that? Look at him. He just walked into frame, and you can't even tell except for whatever this green patch is on him. That's so creepy.
expect call.
Get out of there, Chili Man.
Yeah, because it's going to be happening. But there we go. Excellent saying bye.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
Bye,
Bye, guys.
What you didn't know is they actually had a guest rattlesnake on the show. That's what you hear right there at the end was their guest rattlesnake. It is not impressed with Chili either.
Absolutely.
Watch him walk in. This is creepy as fuck.
Thank you so much. And thank you, everyone, for playing along. And
Look, you can't even see his ass. What's he doing back there?
Yeah, because it's going to be happening. But there we go. Excellent saying bye.
There's the rattlesnake.
Hey, guys.
Bye,
Bye, guys.
There we go.
That's all right.
Go.
I thought it was a taser. The whole show, that vibration just kept randomly coming in on their show, and they kept saying, I don't know what that is, and just kept going. He's a Slender Man. He's the Chili Man. Oh, God. We can't play the Price is Right music. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? I wanted to, before we go into the next thing we're going to go into is Mike and then Neil Sutz, but I want to skim across this Patriot Street Fighter video. This is the one, it's the same video we watched with Sasha, or the same time frame we watched the one with Sasha last night, but I think this one is Scott's speech instead of Sasha's speech. Here's your intro, boys.
We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal, that they are in.
What the hell is this? Oh, can't play that. That is Tom apparently jamming down. Here it is. No, Tom, I didn't even know you was a good singer, buddy. Look at him. He's getting after it, boy. Look at that. That is the best app in the world, by the way. Lots of people have been sending me those. Here's one that got sent in. I don't know if you guys saw on my main channel where I did the Despacito one, but people actually thought that was real, which I understand people don't pay a whole lot of attention. Like sometimes they just listen and kind of half-ass look at it, but people thought it was real. It's an app that causes you to sing. Here's mine. I don't know if I uploaded it straight here or if I just hold on. I don't think I did, but I can show it right quick. We can't listen to it, but I can show it right quick. Switch account, main account. Your channel. Yeah, I have to mute it, but we can watch it, and people legit thought it was real. Here it is. That is me singing Despacito. And if you want to see it, you gotta look how, I mean, it does look somewhat real, but look how it's like bending my beard and like the wall behind me and my mouth is like torqued in weird directions. That's not even my teeth. Like I wasn't smiling with my teeth. I was just smiling like with my lips closed. But there it is. Despacito. That was a good one. Anyways, we'll get back to that in a second. We got to finish this intro, boys. I'm sorry I even paused it. That's blasphemy where I'm from.
Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That to secure these rights, governments are instituted among men, deriving their...
No, you just take a picture. It's a selfie, and then it animates it and makes you sing.
Just powers from consent of the governed. That whenever any form of government becomes destructive of these ends, it is the right of the people to alter or to abolish it, and to institute new government, laying its foundation on such principles and organizing its powers in such form as to them most likely to affect their safety. Prudence indeed.
Usurpations
Should not be changed for light and transient causes, and accordingly, all experience has shown that mankind are more disposed to suffer while evils are sufferable than to right themselves by abolishing the forms to which they are accustomed. But when a long train of abuses and usurpations, pursuing invariably the same object, evinces a design to reduce them under absolute despotism, it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. The world is waking up, and this is the tipping.
Oh, no. We can't play that music either. I wonder how long it goes for. Let me do this. I know you can't hear it, but I can't play Thunderstruck. Of course, that'd get hit immediately. There's no help from you. Sound of the drum. Thunder of guns. You've been thunderstruck. Look at the dance. What is this? What is this? Oh no. Oh, no. Look at this. Cranking it up. Oh, shit. The double fist. He's swapping legs, too. What the hell is this? Oh, my God. Talk about a fucking heartthrob.
So got him backed up on the ropes, trying to ram it down his throat. Now things are getting rocking, he was doing so well. It's all over, hands on his shoulders, they ringing his bell. You got Frog News Network doing no damn research.
Oh no!
First, ninth, and second string, and they acting like they know hitters.
But he's got to take a wheelchair to his airplane.
It's hard to sleep at night. Who the fuck is in my window with this time of the night? These parasites, these leeches, with all their secret meetings, teaching all you fucking cretins about baby.
Wow.
Fucking hamstring, I swear to God. Tony, I don't know where you are, but we gotta fix this thing. It happens constantly. Anyways, not bad for a cripple, is it? Yeah, say for a cripple, that's a badass forking entrance. I got my Herman Munster disco boot on there, you know. How many were here when I did the event here at Penn State a couple months ago? Wow, my sister's got it in her. Street Fighter. I didn't know that. Holy forking shit. She was a late comer, late bloomer. But she's down the rabbit hole.
She's a late comer. My sister's here. She's a late comer.
Good for me is that if you never quit, if I have any talent I was given,
He's out of breath.
Quit. My family can tell you that about me. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's exactly right. And you should know. Hell, there's the Viking King in chat. Clearly, he knows Scott doesn't know how to use an axe. He's gonna dance with it. If he gets a long enough handle, he'll spin around it like little pole dance tees.
Never quit. I don't know how to quit. I have no idea. When I pull a hamstring every single time I try to do my Herman Munster dance, I still don't quit. I do the damn thing. I'm like, I'm going to get a fork and hamstring again, but I don't quit. So a lot of you guys get frustrated because you're trying to wake people up. And, you know, it's the bane of your existence in your own household, or your friends are right beside you. Look, my family's heard me talk like this for nearly 30 years, am I right?
Yep.
And no offense to my family, but when you're ahead of the curve on things and people aren't ready to hear it, they're not ready to
You don't get experts in here all the time to talk about a man wielding an axe. I'm glad you're with us, Viking King.
You know, I've been through the process with my friends over many years talking about things that they could care less about.
I don't know if Scott's going to come out as a stripper, but I did hear some chatter on the tour that he sure did a good job of working Sasha's pole. So I don't know if Sasha has like a stripper pole, or maybe just a pole that's not a stripper pole, but Scott likes to use it as one. I just heard that he put a mean one on Sasha's pole.
Tony knows, you know, in the world that I came from here when I was at Penn State, you know, I was a 265-pound musclehead, long hair, 2 earrings, a $2 mustache, and you know how I know that?
By the way, the day that he appeared at Penn State College, he didn't ride his motorcycle at all. They rode the next day. Why the fuck is he still wearing the chaps? That means, knowing that he was going to take an Uber to fucking Penn State, he got up and willingly put on pants and chaps to go to an event, knowing he was going to take an Uber back home. The bike was locked up in the trailer and he didn't know how to jump it off. The next day he rode his bike with a bunch of people. What the fuck?
One night I came down to Mr. C's to find you and Tony, or you and Roy Walk. And I came there, I don't know if I told you the story, Tony. You guys had left, and I was at the doorway. And one of the bouncers just happened to say, "Hey, you Scott McKay?" I'm like, "Yeah." He said, "Are you looking for these 2 guys?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, they went over here." I said, "Well, how'd you know it would be me?" They said, "You'd probably have a slacks on and a white button-up shirt, and you had a $2 mustache." I said, "Those cork suckers." So, anyways.
Those cork suckers.
So here's the reality of the world we live in, folks. And the reality is maybe not the world you live in, but it's...
Jesus Christ, this dude.
And it's this. It's that I learned over the course of many decades the power of human consciousness. If anything we're trying to teach you here tonight and help you understand is your own personal power. No offense to Tony Robbins or any of these other wonderful motivational speakers and leaders. But I found in my world, too many people that go to these events, these venues, come Monday, they're right back to where they started, right?
I'm not going to make an assessment of whether he needs a bra or not, because that's the intrinsic values that I cannot address on YouTube without getting banned. But I will say he himself has admitted that he wears the equivalent to a girdle at all times when he appears on camera or in public. He says that he has a contraption that he stuffs himself in and draws it down to where it looks like a nice package. But when he opens it up, everything just busts out everywhere and he looks like a candy bar left on a picnic table in the hot sun.
I don't see it as a mechanical step-by-step process. If you do these things, you repeat this architecture of activity and all these things, and you're gonna
achieve what is completely irrelevant, which is success and money and power and all those kind of things. That's what these things teach you. And I know by saying this, I'm probably going to create some enemies out of this particular topic. I don't think these things through, I just say it. And I just say these things because they're on my mind and they come up on me right now and I'm going to say them. That's why you people have learned to follow me, and I'm honored that you say the guy's not full of shit. He's real, he's authentic. He'll tell you the truth if you don't like it. And this is one of these things. People have told me for years, why don't you become a motivational speaker? Because all the world, in my world, in the wellness industry, trying to dig down into people, find something of value inside of them, show them in their eyes.
Mariah not only gets the helicopter, she also gets the lonely goat. I'm not even going to tell you what that one is. You just use your imagination.
Physically, once I could change that, the way they thought about themselves, they would accomplish things beyond fitness, wellness, healthy look, getting big, muscle, bodybuilder, whatever. They would accomplish these things and they'd go out and do other things in their world that really matter, not the superficial bullshit that we get caught up in. So my purpose has always been to do
He's
that.
big as me.
The reason that people would say, why don't you become a motivational speaker? You motivate me in the gym, anywhere I go. I'm like, what am I going to tell you that all these people are already telling you? I'm just another guy with a different personality.
He basically just talks about you coming out and being spiritual, looking within yourself, being a light being, doing Jesus magic, and then talks about how awesome he is.
Putting my spin on the same bullshit that doesn't really change the world, right? Why would I do something now? Because
that microphone, that setup, the beret, the chaps, the pistol, he's turning into a character motivational speaker.
Understood how powerful the God consciousness is because of what I went through. And I've actively sought it out. It just didn't ambush me. I've been looking at it for many, many years. Tony will tell you that all the guys we hung around with, all the muscleheads, Tony's a business guy, built businesses. He was outside of that box too. But all my friends who I, in a very endearing way call muscleheads, when I would be with them, we'd be out to dinner, having steaks, 4-pound steaks and 13 baked potatoes in a sitting and all that stuff we used to do. I used to eat 8,000 calories a day every single day. Wow. Clean food.
It shows.
Butter and donuts and shit like that. Clean food. That's a pile of food that you could hold, in a gong.
That's a pile of food you could hold with your dong. What did he just say?
Single day. Wow. Clean food. Not butter and donuts and shit like that. Clean food. That's a pile of food that you could hold, in a gong.
Who the hell compares food to the amount of food you could hold in a gong? Because gongs range in size from like this big, where you have the little thing you pull back and let it go, to like gigantic fucking gongs. What the fuck are you talking about? That doesn't make any sense. They literally can be any size whatsoever. That's like saying, that's a pile of food the size that you could hold in, assorted cardboard boxes. What? With like a giant like a refrigerator cardboard box, or like a cardboard box that an engagement ring comes in. Those are several different sizes. The fuck?
So I'd be with my buddies and they'd be talking sets and reps.
That's the size the size of that pile of food is the same size as a random animal picked completely at random if you were blindfolded. So you mean like a mosquito or like a humpback whale? Are we somewhere in between? I don't understand.
They'd say, "Oh, don't talk sets and reps because Scott doesn't want to hear that." I'd be like, "Do you guys know like there's nearly a nuclear war about ready to break out on the border of Pakistan and India? You guys have any clue what's going on?" They're like, "What the fork is wrong with this weirdo?" I was always looking at different things in my life in the world. This is what I did for attracting life. It didn't define who I was. What defined me was this pain that I suffered since I was probably a teenager. This, the only way I can describe
blue balls.
Like the Green Mile. You ever see the Green Mile, the movie The Green Mile?
Yeah. Hold my hands, boss.
He takes it on and, absorbs it out of them. Since I was...
Scott is the main character from The Green Mile. He absorbs the pain of the world. So Jason Q is the world's secretary. Scott is the world's pain absorber.
Like I said, late teens, I had this about me. I would see these things about, a person of humanity, or Mike, who was working for the water company. And I was probably 7, 8 years old, down at the bottom of our alleyway, and he's digging this huge hole with a backhoe. It's colder than hell. It was freezing, actually. I had my snowmobile suit on, and he's digging the stuff out. He had one of those Russian hats that flip down over your ears. Heavy set guy, didn't get around well. And he
Oh, really? We have one called the Gong Show.
had to get out there with a shovel, freezing his ass off. Really nice guy. I'd stand there and talk to him, and I'd reach down and pick a rock up, and
those belts were cool at a certain time, that's true. Maybe not all the way back to the 70s. That's the type of belt you wore when you got your brand new Doc Martens out.
I wasn't doing any good.
Lots of metal and buckles and clasps.
Terrible watching this poor guy struggle to do this job, and I went up and had my mother, I don't know, she gave me a thermos of coffee or hot chocolate, but the pain I felt, the pain I remember feeling when I was a teenager, I was with my buddies in high school.
He's going to start selling gongs. That's it. That's why he said it. That's the amount of food you could chop up with an axe. By the way, have you guys seen the axe I sell?
I remember pulling up along this I think it might have been Pew Street and College Avenue, and I saw this girl standing there. We're teenagers, we're like, oh, girls, I'd like to go hit on that girl. But when I saw this girl, I saw this look on her face, and I saw what I had in my mind was she was saying, I wish somebody loved me, or I wish somebody was in love with me. And I thought to myself, boy, I wish I could really love that girl. It's a weird thing. I'm a teenage kid, right? And that's a weird thought to have, but I didn't think it then. I just thought my heart was broken because something about her energy told me she wanted somebody to love her. She was cute. It wouldn't, she seemed like she'd be somebody that.
He thought, I wish I could love that girl from the inside. Feel the back of her belly button.
A guy would say, wow, there's a cute girl. I'd like to, again, get on her.
I'd like to, again, get on her. Guys, I don't know if you've never spoken to another man before because they were too embarrassed to speak to you. But I can't think of a time, unless someone said, hey, let's get on this, and someone said, I'd like to get on that. I can't think of a time a guy's just walked up to me and been like, you see that girl over there? I'd like to get on her. Have you ever met another man before, Scott? Or I guess a man? I shouldn't even say another man. I don't know how you identify. Have you ever met a man before, Scott?
But that's always been with me. I thought the same thing. I thought more. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm like, I'd like to nail that. I know we're in church, but it's a simple fact. I'm going to tell you all the facts. You might not like it, but that's the reality. Pastor Mitchell let me skate on that one, but I know he cringes at things like, shit, I hope he doesn't go Patriot Street Fighter here. I'd like to nail that. I know wow, there's a cute girl. I'd like to, again, get on her. But that's always been with me. I thought the same thing. I thought more. I'm not going to bullshit you. I'm like, I'd like to nail that. I know we're in church, but it's a simple fact. I'm going to tell you all the facts. You might not like it, but that's the reality. Pastor Mitchell let me skate on that one, but I know he cringes at things like, shit, I hope he doesn't go Patriot Street Fighter here today. I assure you, Pastor, wherever you are, I will.
He's still cussing in this guy's church. I'm sure the pastor is very happy with you. Bullshit and then shit.
So these are the things that made me dig these very deep holes to find out what the hell's.
Next time he's going to come running out with like both his hands up, giving people high fives and pointing at people out there on the stage in the audience, doing a little Trump dance with his tomahawk.
Vietnam War, the scumbags in D.C., these pieces of shit, polishing chairs while they're sending your boys into these war zones to be cut down like meat for the international bankers. That's when I first got pissed off. And I thought, how can this be? Nobody more heroic than these men. These men that follow me everywhere, special operators.
Well, that's the same reason he wasn't invited to the Tampa event that was happening in church. Some of the pastors said, no, I don't like his narrative. I don't like where he's going. I don't like his language. I don't like it. And then he called them out as deep state scum, and then said that they would probably be the next. He wouldn't be surprised if they were the next people named in the sexual allegations of Madison Marquette. Like, way too fucking far.
The things that they do in this world are tremendous. They're remarkable. The actions they take. the activities that they undergo to get there, the heroic actions they take on it. These guys that ran into the building on 911, they know what's going on. They studied the architecture of their firemen.
Can't ride them just dressed like you do. That's right.
Where does that come from? That's the heroism that you all have. Everyone has. We all have it. I don't care what you think about yourself. I'm standing here as living proof of if you could absorb what I've been able to absorb through the effort to study and understand. You don't have to do all the work that I've done or these people behind me have done. You don't have to do that. We've done it. We're now showing you the real message. It's not about motivation, rah, get up and do it, you can do it. I stood on stages where I had people that make shit tons of money telling people that you can do this, you can do this, you can become wealthy and powerful and successful. I'm like, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Because there are some people that just aren't going to go in a certain track in the world. They're not meant to. But you'll keep emptying their damn pockets in a process, selling them on that. That's not what they're supposed to do. If you're going to do anything for humanity, you're going to teach people.
Look at him talking with his hands already and pointing and his little microphone and his beret. I'm telling you, man, he's going to go on a motivational speaking tour. And then he's going to try to run for some type of state office, I bet.
To define themselves by their own internal passions, the thought processes that drive them, that makes their biochemistry set itself on fire. That's the real conversation to have with people.
He doesn't care about the church because he's got this weird alien light being ascension, a Scientology vibe.
What is it about you and your world?
And she's a well-known Scientologist.
What is your passion?
Sitting here speaking in someone's church.
Forget it. Okay? If it pays nothing, if you find something in your life that grabs your soul and makes you want to get up every day, that thing or things or person or whatever it is in this world that causes you to not have to sleep, that gives you energy, that gives you a reason to continue forward no matter what the world hits you with, that's where you focus your time and attention, your heart. That is God talking to you. Stop wasting your time with the bullshit of what the Matrix teaches you. Mine was a private jet since I was young. When I get my private jet, and I knew I was going to get it, when I get that private jet, that's my measuring stick. I will have gotten to where I want in the world professionally. It was never about having things for me. My family.
Mine was a private jet. When I would have got my private jet, that would have been my measuring stick to know I had success within the business world. That's what I needed, was a private jet. It was never about having things. Wouldn't he have a private jet? Or does he just want to see it? Or touch one? Or sit on? I don't understand. That is literally having a thing. And you would have to have many things on the road to getting a private jet.
I can tell you, all the years they've heard me talk, new startup companies. If this happens, here's what I'm going to do for you. Am I wrong? Wait till I can do this. Have I done that to you, Dad? For how many years? My mother said the same thing. When I get this, here's what I'm going to be able to do for you. You say, don't worry about us. You take care of yourself. My mom would say, forget about that. Take care of yourself. Because that stuff doesn't drive me. It was always about what I could do for my family.
Yeah, he's gonna put his bike in a trailer hooked to the back of the private jet.
Right? I'm not bragging about it. I'm just telling you that's a simple fact. So
ride that jet in his chaps.
Once I started discovering.
I've never wanted to have anything, but my goal in life has always been to have everything. So those kind of contradict each other, and that's the stance I like to take in life.
How the world really works, who built it, why they built it that way, and what's it about, then I became very suspicious, especially from the religious order. You want to talk about a ballsy pastor who deserves to have this place filled every Sunday times 10? This guy here.
And pastors got big balls. Those are my jetliner chaps.
When it comes to religion, cut out the bullshit. Cut out the bullshit. There's 777 books in the Bible. The Satanists stripped it down to 66. The ones that can keep you
The Satanists stripped the Bible down to 66.
enslaved. Now, does that mean the pastors aren't doing their job? The fact of the matter is, they're doing the best they can with the tools that they have, and it's better than them sitting on the sidelines doing nothing.
Oh, God.
Guys like this know there's something more. They know in their soul because God's not letting them bullshit themselves that there's not more. There is more. There is more. Simple fact. If the modern architecture of religion today worked, are you going to sell me on the fact that the world is in the chaos and the depravity that's descended into? You're telling me that God's message or the Christ consciousness is not powerful enough to overcome this?
Oh, wow.
If the Christ consciousness hits nuclear capacity in a microsecond, the satanic order disappears. I don't mean like goes away, they just evaporate. That's the power of the Christ consciousness. Now, why aren't we there? Because the satanic orders had a head start for a long time. They bank on your belief in the goodness of all mankind, including the people trying to kill you and murder you slowly through the government powers and the corporate powers of the planet. You can't
Oh, no.
the idea there are people sitting in corporate boardrooms figuring out how to help you commit self-suicide.
Those people in corporate boardrooms would have been you on your way to a private jet. What are you talking about? Now they're evil and they're trying to help you figure out how to kill yourself in a video game? Come on, Scott. You can't be both. You can't be this amazing millionaire who is on his way to owning his first private jet because that's all he ever wanted without ever wanting anything at all. And also, that's a contradiction in itself. And also be this enlightened being that hates corporations and boardrooms and money and possessions. Come on now.
Faster. The entire apparatus is built to help you murder yourself.
There you go, Carolyn.
We shouldn't eat, but we're going to eat it anyways. You know the things you shouldn't.
He brings the axe. He brings the axe to the corporate boardroom when they start negotiations. He chops it into the table, almost injures his wrist, and it says this is going to end one of two ways. And the rest of the people in the boardroom said, "Yeah, you either leave on your own or you'll leave under security."
Do for your health, it's going to make it worse for your life, but you do it anyways. They sell us on this by marketing and sales and just constant media attacks on your psychology over and over and over to the point you will watch the contraindication.
Oh no, Pixie. Pixie, you need to have an intervention. Set him down and me and Mariah will show up and tell him how much we love him and we've enjoyed seeing him grow up, but it's time we talk about a serious issue affecting his life. Just say no to Jason Q.
That they pile on enough sex appeal that you'll call your doctor up and get an appointment and say, hey, can I try this drug? All the contraindications. Right down to your rectum falling out on the floor in public. You'll buy it. Almost. And we don't look at this insanity.
Couldn't make it, Carolyn.
Rather than take that drug, I'm just going to shoot myself here. I'm like, what? But we do this, right? This is
fingers crossed
process over thousands of years to help bury the power of your own human consciousness.
I think Dundas sits back and communicates with Xenu, the alien god, while Scott's speaking. I know she can't be listening to this bullshit.
You have to be brilliant. Your thought process. You don't have to have PhDs to be smart.
Well, I mean, there isn't a person in the room who didn't bring their parents or grandmother under the age of 50. So I would assume lacking 300 to 400 hip replacements. Well, let's say 100 hip replacements because there's one on each side, and there's probably 40 people in the room that would need it plus. So let's say averaging 80 to 100 hip replacements. Nobody's going to stand up and cheer.
You have to listen to your internal compass that comes from that higher power.
It's not easy to do.
That's right, Pixie.
For enlightenment for decades. By the time I walked away from God in 99 one day and said,
She couldn't stand down with Scott McKay on.
no Patriot Street Fighter language, they got the brawl Scott McKay. I'm done, drop the anvil, I'm out. Because if this is what it is, it doesn't work. I've been studying divinity for 20 years. I've been sitting in churches across the country.
Scooting the big boot.
And the big whammy's not hitting me. What's wrong?
I want to see walkers flying, tennis balls going everywhere.
Something's missing. And you know what? I was already studying philosophy, many different philosophies, epistemology, metaphysics, quantum physics became my new Bible. The gentleman who's going to now come into my world, Jason Cisneros, I just ran into him in Salt Lake City a couple of weeks ago. Hadn't seen him for 16 years.
All right, guys, we're going to do something different. All right, hopefully this works out. There's 200 of you guys in here, 198. So I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger, okay? I'm going to leave you on a cliffhanger. I'm going to play some outro music. I'm going to drop a link in the chat. M is premiering a video. I want everybody that can to go over there to M's channel. I'm dropping a link now. Go over to M's channel, watch his video premiere. I'm going to shut this channel down, play some outro music, and I will be back. I'll be back as soon as the video's over. Actually, I'll probably start as his video's ending and just have music playing, and that way when his video ends, you can come right back. Go check out M's video. He's premiering it, and we'll be back with a part 2 to finish up Scotty and go into Neil Sutz. So go check out M's video. You can get in the lobby right now. I'll be over there watching it. If you want to hit me up in the chat, we'll be right back after that, and we'll see you guys in the back. I think he said his video is about 30 minutes, 40 minutes, something. So we'll be back after that. We'll see you in a minute. Actually, let's play the remix. Here we go. See you in a minute, guys.
Man, I can't talk to you now. Why do people call me while I'm on? No. Shut up.
Here we go, I think I started some shit.
Yeah.
It's the office about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set.
It's on the main channel, M Seeker of Truth, 17,000 subs. I dropped the link.
Uh-oh.
It's the office about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
And yeah. And Mars in the house.
Hey. The jab. Pine needle tea.
Underground Doms save the children.
Social security card claims, birth certificate claims, Vatican tunnel.
Medbed.
Martial law.
1745. 10 Days of Darkness. Digging tunnels. Dogecoin. The Evergreen. 19. Vaseline. Boom. All right, here we go. Well, Johnny, you can go to mommy's basement. The Nazis were working with the reptilians.
Here we go, I think I started some shit. It's some office about to get lit. Get the place in the best, you know that stage is set. You better buckle up, cause you ain't seen none yet.
We are now the news.